Hey guys, Lewis here. Today I just really wanted to talk to you about 4 things that I've learned over the past 26 years that have really helped me become mature as a person and have improved my lifestyle. And to be quite honest, I wish I had learned these things a lot earlier in my life because I use them every day and they help me in every aspect of my life. Now, for clarity, this is not advice for you to go up and do what I say. These are things that have just helped me as a person. The first thing I wish I learned was financial literacy. Now, this is pretty much your own understanding of how to manage your finances, credit, and debt management so you can make those financially responsible decisions in your life. For example, you need to understand what using a credit card really means for you and how it can impact your future. For me, when I was younger, I really wish I didn't do this, but I took out a loan to buy a car just to make sure that I look cool in front of my friends. And instead of getting that loan, I could have used that money elsewhere so it could grow. This is something I wish I learned when I was earlier, but I'm only coming to terms to it in the past 3 years, which is why I'm sharing it with you. Instead, I would blow my paycheck on ridiculous things such as expensive clothes as well to impress my friends. Where are those clothes now? Who knows? All I'm trying to say is if you're young, you really should think about your financial future and how you can grow your money as you get older. For me, I put a certain amount of money in my paycheck away into an ETF and also into savings accounts, and I save that money to one day hopefully buy a house. Now the second one is so important. It is taking on feedback. Feedback is pivotal towards growing and maturing as an adult. Even if the feedback might be harsh, I've learned to look at it as, hey, I ask myself, how can I become better at what I do because of what this person has said? And I make an assessment of whether the feedback is valid and if it can help me grow as a person. If it's not valid, then fine, okay. Still consider it. It's still feedback. It's still okay to consider it. Don't beat yourself up about it if it's negative. If it's good feedback, even better. For example, if your friends tell you you're a selfish person and you don't take that feedback on, you wonder why they don't want to hang out with you anymore. It's simple, because you're not growing as a person. You're not taking on that feedback to understand that, hey, maybe I need to change something. Or even in your work life, you might get a comment. And if you don't implement that feedback, people are going to notice it. They're going to say, this person is not taking on the feedback, which is why it's just so important to do that. And it helps you grow and grow. The third thing that I've learned as an adult, and I cannot reiterate this enough, is do not compare yourself with other people. Stick to your own lane. If you compare yourself with other people, you're only going to beat yourself up and cause mental stress. Stay in your lane. Focus on you. If your friend Bob recently got a brand new Mercedes, who cares? Be happy for him. Don't take it out on yourself. Figure out what you want to do and you'll get there by yourself. Keep on hustling. That's all I can say. I learned that straight out of uni. Don't compare myself with my friends, because in uni I would remember comparing results from essays and all the exams I did with my friends. I'd compare them with what I got and I would beat myself up. And then as I got older, I learned not to even give that thought, and when I did that, I realized that I started to learn to stick to my own lane and focus on developing myself. And I became better at what I did at uni. Now, the last point I want to talk about is you are not the only person in this world. This last one has helped me grow and develop as a person in so many ways. It's practically the ability to have empathy. And you're gonna need this when you grow up or when you get older. Other people have things going on in their lives, if you can empathize with that person, it becomes so much easier to create a relationship that might come in handy one day. This might come in handy with your work life, with your friends, making friends, your family, whatever. Personally, for me, over the years, I've learned that I had the tendency to jump straight into a conversation and just talk about myself, when instead I probably should have understood that, hey, maybe this person has other things going on in their life and they don't want to hear about me right now. You need to empathize with them. And when I did jump into those conversations and just started talking about myself, they would often get turned off. I would wonder why, because they had their own things going on. It's just life. You're not the only person in the world. I learned that pretty recently, in the past 2 years. It's like, well, newsflash, Lewis, you're not the only person in the world. If someone wants to hear about yourself, they'll ask. Otherwise, try and emphasize with that person, build that relationship, because you never know, it might come in handy one day. For example, if you're looking for a job and you've built a relationship with someone, they might reach out and say, hey, I know this place, they're hiring. It could help you like that. Just simple relationship building. Yeah, and that pretty much concludes what I've learned over, or I have learned a lot of different things, but these are the 4 major things that have helped me grow as a person. There are more things out there, but for me personally, I found that these 4 things have been what were pivotal towards my later 20s in growing and maturing as a person.